So I thought I would do another vlog this week because I don't have the energy to do anything else. And also, I don't know, I thought it might be interesting for those who are dealing with similar things. I am still right where you left me with the last vlog I did, week before last. I pretty much spent the entirety of last week right here on the couch, with brief periods of time out on the deck in the reclining chair. Yeah, I am still, my immune system's still activated. I am still achy, flu-like aches every single day, which tells me my immune system's turned on and won't turn off. I can't seem to settle it down. I did ask/beg 2 different doctors if I could try a short round of steroids, like just 5 days of prednisone, which I did last year at this time, so that I'd be able to manage Thanksgiving, where we travel 8 hours to visit my family for 4 days. But both doctors said no. So my primary care physician just said very reasonably that that's more something that my specialist should take care of. And my specialist just said, sorry, no. So she's very, very overloaded with thousands of patients, and she was very patient with me the last few weeks. So yeah, I'm not sure why she said no, because it's worked well in the past. But a funny thing happened this weekend. Once I got that second no, and I kind of knew it was out of my control, that there was nothing I could really do to feel better other than resting, which keeps me from getting worse but doesn't necessarily make me feel better. I kind of mentally, emotionally shifted into a different gear, a lower gear. I guess that's acceptance. Just instead of fighting, just saying to myself, there's nothing I can do but lie here and try not to do anything. And, my visit with my family, it is what it is. If I'm still this crashed when we're up there, well, then I might miss out on some things. I'm going to have to rest more, and that's it. I do have my high school reunion Friday night, 40 years, which is mind-blowing. I really, really, really hope that I can at least stop in for an hour. A lot of my old friends are going to be there. But, I'm also accepting that I might not be able to. So we will see how things go. I kind of hit bottom on Saturday this weekend. I was still waiting to hear back from my primary care physician at that point. And I guess, I don't know, maybe I was pushing myself too much on Friday, although I really haven't been doing much of anything. But even when I'm here on the couch, I've been lying all the way down flat. I just sat up to record this. I've been, lying with my legs propped up, my head just propped up a little bit. I was really determined that every year I plan to do a chronic illness gift guide for my blog with gift ideas for the holidays. And every year I run out of time. So this year I started early. I really wanted to do this. And I think I might actually be able to post it before we leave on Wednesday. I've been doing a little bit at a time. But trying to type on the laptop when I'm trying to rest isn't really resting. So I've been taking it easy. So Saturday I felt so bad that there was no choice. I could not do anything. And there's a freedom in that. Like I said, it has to do with acceptance, with just not fighting anymore, with recognizing you can't do anything and just giving in. Not giving up. That's got a negative connotation. And I talk about this in my book. But giving in and listening to your body. So I did that on Saturday. By yesterday, Sunday, I was feeling a little bit better. And so, I have been in small increments working on this gift guide for my blog. And I'll do a little bit of that today. The house is blissfully quiet. I am all alone. My husband and son went out golfing. From now until Christmas time, my son has to work Saturdays, which means he has Mondays off. So he and my husband have been golfing every Monday, which is great for both of them and for me. My husband's wonderful. I don't know what I would have done this past week without him, or this past month, or the past 20, almost 22 years. He's great. And I do enjoy his company. But there's just something so relaxing and about being alone, about just having some solitude. It's very peaceful. So I am enjoying that today. I'm going to finish this up and lie back down. It is nice and sunny out. I did go outside for 5 minutes. I haven't been getting outside until the afternoon when the sun hits our deck and I can, and warms it up enough that I can lie in the lounge chair back there. But I did just go out for 5 minutes this morning after breakfast. Normally I take a short walk. We live on a cul-de-sac. I just went into the cul-de-sac and back and down our driveway. And I was walking very, very, very slowly. I really don't need a heart rate monitor right now because I'm barely moving. So it did feel nice just to breathe in the fresh air and get the sun on my face. And that's something else I've been focusing on. I'm actually reading a book about World War II called The Zookeeper's Wife. It's nonfiction. It's the true story of a zookeeper and his wife in Warsaw, Poland, who helped to shelter and save hundreds of Jews during the war while Poland was occupied by the Nazis. And interestingly, I am, and this in no way, I don't mean to minimize what happened during World War II, the Holocaust. Obviously, it's like the most horrendous thing in modern history that has ever happened. But it's very interesting in this very personal account of these people who were helping to hide all these people, and the emotional things they went through. I am seeing parallels with chronic illness. They talk about not being able to leave the house, not being able to go about their normal lives, not being able to see other people outside of the people hiding with them, about having to be very, very still, especially during the day. And there was a passage or a few passages in there about nature and how nature brings peace and tranquility. And I've got a whole chapter on it in my book, and I mention it often, but sometimes even I need a reminder So I have been trying to spend time outside every day. I've been lucky that the weather's been cooperating. It's been at least 50 degrees every day and sunny. So I am trying to remind myself of that healing power of nature. Okay, it's time for me to lie down again. So I will be traveling this week. Once we hit Wednesday, I don't know how many video clips I'll be able to do, but I figure I can give you a few little updates, and I'll share some pictures from the trip with you. I am fully flat now. I have been for the last couple of hours, snuggled under my very soft blanket. I find a texture like this is just really comforting. I like pet it. Anyway, just wanted to mention I'm not completely out of options. You know me. I never give up on trying to find just the right treatments. And in looking back over my calendars and my notes, I'll link below to the video I made on how I track my illness. I realized there are a couple of things that I stopped taking about a month ago, so they may or may not have been part of this crash and may or may not help. I'm going to give it a try and restart them. So these were both kind of specialty supplements from the functional medicine specialist my son and I see. So I just got off the phone with them. One is a probiotic that is specifically good for battling yeast, and yeast overgrowth is definitely an issue still. In fact, it may be the whole issue. I don't know. And I did get a new prescription from my primary care physician last week for a stronger antifungal. So I'm on that, but I'm also going to add this extra probiotic back in. And I also, about a month ago, I stopped taking, it's an herbal tincture for activated viruses, like the herpes family viruses, HHV6, Epstein-Barr virus. I know I have chronically activated herpes viruses in my bloodstream, as do most people with ME/CFS. I stopped taking it at the beginning of November simply because it's expensive. These things are all expensive. And I thought, I probably don't need it anymore. But who knows? Maybe I do. So I'm going to go back on that as well. See if either of those things will help me feel a little bit better for the Thanksgiving holiday and our travel and family and all that. I also just heard from a friend who has severe ME/CFS, lives in the local area. She was asking me some questions because she's about to try low-dose naltrexone, which is great. I've been hoping she'd try it for a long time. And she was asking me some questions about it, and it made me realize it might do me some good. I don't have much time until Thanksgiving, but to take a short break from mine and then restart it, like on Thanksgiving. You generally see with immune modulators like inosine, low-dose naltrexone, that taking a break from them is essential to keeping them effective, because if you just take the same amount all the time, then they don't work as well. Now, we kind of address that. My son and I take low-dose naltrexone now every other day. We made that switch, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. But it might also do me good to take a little break. So, who knows? A couple of things to try just to see if I can get in a little better shape for the travel. And obviously, I am keeping up my strategy of aggressive rest. An oxymoron I like that describes this, you know, just trying to rest as much as possible before the trip, conserve my energy, do as little as possible. Hi again, I'm up from my nap. I'm not feeling too bad today. I was still achy, especially this morning, but not doing too bad. I did restart inosine at a really tiny dose this morning, just a half a pill. Maybe that's helping, and maybe the yeast is starting to get under control. I don't know. And I'm sure all the rest is helping. I mean, the rest, like resting. So I am out on our deck, although it's a little chillier today. It's not quite 50 even. It's only about 47. And unfortunately, it's gotten kind of cloudy. Yeah, so not quite as nice, but I can still see the sun over there behind the light clouds, and it's still warm enough. I've got my blanket and fingerless gloves and my Sherpa Lyme sweatshirt, which I love. So I'm cozy, and I'm going to take advantage of this last bit of daylight. I'm editing a video on my laptop. Just a short one, I'm not going to overdo, but I wanted to, yeah, the birds are singing to me, and I wanted to share that. Listen for a minute. This is what I was talking about earlier, and what I did a lot of this weekend. Just coming out here, not trying to work or even read or anything, and just listening. And it's very still today, but it was a little windy this weekend. Watching the breeze ruffle the pine needles there, and the last few remaining leaves coming loose and falling down, just really focusing on the natural world. Try it. It changes your body. Your body slows down to match the pace of nature, which is really nice. So my optimism yesterday that maybe I was doing a little better was definitely off. I am much, much worse today. I am where I was on Saturday, which was awful. Horrible, horrible aches. Just can't get up. Can't get off the couch. Got a little bit of cooking to do today and packing for the trip. So, yeah, I roasted the squash because that just involved putting it in the oven. My husband helped with that. Just have to make a pumpkin pie, which is actually like a 10-minute job, but not even going to attempt it right now. I'll try it this afternoon, and if I'm still not up to it after my nap, I'll walk my husband through it. I don't know how I'm going to manage this trip, and I'm not doing so well. Also struggling with a close family member who has never understood and never will, and I don't know why. I always think anything's going to change, but she texted, and so I told her how bad off I was, which I had told her 2 weeks ago and then never heard from her again. And yeah, her response was, oh well. Yeah, so I don't know why I never learn. So yeah, not having a good day. Wednesday evening, and we made it to my hometown. We're here at my stepmom's house and very glad to be here. And I handled the trip okay. I actually do really well on car rides. You know, I'm off my feet. There's nothing that I need to do or can do. It's just, I find it very relaxing. Took a long nap in the back seat this afternoon. Was still very achy this morning, but not so bad this afternoon and evening. So going to bed and get a good night's sleep. And tomorrow morning will be very quiet and calm, just the four of us. And hopefully in good enough shape for Thanksgiving. I'm sitting out here in the dark. It's Friday evening. I'm still in my hometown. Thanksgiving, I did okay. I did need a second nap in between dinner and dessert over at my aunt and uncle's house. But I could tell I was going downhill fast, and I just quietly walked upstairs and borrowed my cousin's bed and took care of myself. And I laid there for an hour in the dark, and after the noise, and it was bliss just to to have no stimulation at all. It was just what I needed, and then I felt a little better. So yeah, it was kind of rough, but good to see especially my cousins and my nephew, and to spend time with my sons. Today we met the other side of my family for lunch at a local restaurant. Very casual. We had a room to ourselves, so that was nice. Had to wear my mask, of course. And then I came back here to my stepmom's, took a very long nap, extra long nap, and now I am going out in the evening, which I don't even do when I feel well. And I'm attempting to go to my 40th high school reunion. I know I won't be able to stay long. I know I won't be able to stay on my feet for long. I'm hoping some of my friends will be fine with sitting down with me. I'm sure they will. But I can already feel my heart rate monitor going off just from coming out to the car. So, okay, I'm going to get going. Wish me luck. You're not going to believe this, but oh, sorry, the light went out. I actually lasted the whole 4 hours of my reunion. I'm sure I am going on pure adrenaline at this point, but it was so much fun. So great to see my old friends. Just really nice evening, and I felt like a real person. I had to wear my mask the whole time, but besides that, and drink water, but it was great. Back home and back in my recliner. Oh, it was such a relief to be home last night. The rest of the trip went really well. Well, relatively well. After my wild night at my high school reunion, staying out until 10 o'clock, as you can imagine, I was pretty wiped out on Saturday. Saturday morning I was okay, just tired. And unfortunately, Saturday afternoon and evening, when we had another family gathering, I I got really achy and wiped out. So we did go. This was a big outdoor cabin party that my mother and my uncle host every other year. So extended family that we don't normally get to see, old friends. It was a huge group. There were over 50 people there. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I was wearing a mask all weekend. I was the only one wearing a mask at almost every gathering. That last one on Saturday, my cousin's wife has severe asthma, so she wears a mask as well. But, yeah, I mean, everything else, I was the only one in a mask, but I'm hoping that protected me. So yesterday was just a very long day on the road. But as I explained, I do pretty well on these long car rides. I'm forced to sit still. I can't do anything, so I don't. My husband, who normally, he's not a talker. He's a very quiet person, very introverted. Even when it's just the two of us camping together, he doesn't say much. And he was complaining yesterday in the car that I wasn't saying anything. After 3 full days of talking to people, I was just like shut down. I was flipping through magazines and listening to the radio and just chilling. And took a long nap in the back seat. I nap really well in the car. I guess it's the movement, better than I do at home. So got a good nap. So I did okay yesterday. Didn't even have many aches. This morning, I've got only mild aches. Better than I was certainly before we left on this trip. So fingers crossed that this is a turning point for me. But anyway, today back home, just some mild aches this morning. I've been here sitting up in the recliner instead of lying down on the couch. So that is a sign that I'm a little better. And I'm just hoping I've turned a corner and gotten past that really bad relapse. I hope you had a nice week and a good holiday if you're in the U.S. And let me know in the comments down below how you're doing and how your week was.